is an image of the folder with boat number provided at the captain's meeting. This thing right here, all right? And make sure you take a picture and have any kind of time device. Like, for example, I think the best bet is your cell phone, all right? So lay it next to it, take a picture, and that is considered checkout. So that's one of the things we want to see when you start checking your videos, is that first image of your checkout. Remember, lines in is at 8 o'clock. So make sure it's between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning. So, and one other thing I missed on that, just text it, actually, once you take the picture, text it to one of the committee members, and they'll do a check off to make sure that you guys are good. Lines in, I said this already, at 8 a.m., lines out at 4 p.m. Comms, this will be a phone-in tournament. Where are the numbers at? Where'd you put them? Are they on the folder?
Yep.
Okay, so.
And the catch card.
Phone numbers, top left of this card, all right? So program them in, you know what I mean? It happens. Catch cards fly in the water, so make sure you have these numbers before it happens. And if not, we are very redundant here. Come on.
You'd be surprised how often I need to be redundant.
On the bottom left inside the folder, or if you're looking at the bottom right, is also the numbers too, okay? So that's just a good practice to do on Friday. If you want to test out the phone number and call, Courtney, I'm pretty sure she wants to hear from you.
They're turned off. They will not be turned on until tomorrow at some point. So don't panic if you call or text them and it's off. They will be on tomorrow.
All right, so related to comms, all in-tournament communication, try and keep it on channel 74. All right, so if somebody does a bonehead move and you want to yell at somebody, 74, be like, yo, stop bugging me, all right? All right, so look, if you get a phone, if you need to call something in, one number is busy or whatnot, just try to call the other ones, and please don't call one and text the other or anything like that. Just try and keep it specific to one phone number, because if you do both numbers, then it gets confusing. You know, I've always been the guy that I go to the opposite area code that I'm in, the number that I call, because I feel it. I don't know, it's just a mental thing where I'm like, yeah, maybe that line will be free, but whatever. It is rarely that you'll call and you'll get a busy signal. All right, cameras and procedures. So billfish must be identified via video only, not pictures, okay, video. The requirements, all right, is the fish must be leadered, released safely, then the video of the angler stating the boat name, angler name, and the team color. So just to go over that again, your team color is the color of your folder, all right? So boat 39, release right now, all right? Then she's gonna give you the number, and then the next thing I wanna see before your next fish will be, hey, the last catch. We'll say, hey, this is boat 39, confirmation number 100, blue. All right, and that right there is what gets your catch certified. Teams do not need to show the folder with each release. So you don't have to show the folder, just say the color, all right? So once you're done in the morning with your check-in, and if you're gonna use your folder to keep your catch sheet for logging and stuff, just like I say, when it's blowing, we've already had people have carts get blown into the water. Just make sure it's in a secure place. One thing I do like to do is I'll bring a Ziploc, all right, and I'll make sure I keep the catch card in the Ziploc, and somewhere maybe put a 1 ounce lead in it, a 2, 3, 4, 6 ounce lead, whatever. It depends on how windy it is. Yeah, and that way that card stays nice. You keep a pin in there, and then you're doing good. No problems. All right. So any questions on that? Perfect. So where am I at right here? All right. So in the case of multiple hookups, is that where I'm at? Yeah. In the case of multiple hookups, anglers must say fish number in video. All right, and then teams are permitted to release all fish before stating release colors, numbers, or videos. So you have a multiple, say, God, I hope you're fighting like a six-banger, and you're like, man, I don't know what to do here, you know what I mean, everything's crazy. Just get your releases, and state it in the videos, all right? And at the end, you can call in like a bulk catch, like, hey, I got 6 for boat, whatever, you know what I mean? And then we'll give you the numbers to go at the end of that. Our priority is to make sure you guys catch fish, all right? There must be no break from identifying to release a billfish, which that's normal operating procedures, guys. Camera footage must be uploaded via the tournament app. no later than 8:30 p.m. We give you plenty of time to upload this stuff, all right? Camera footage becomes property of the tournament. A cell phone may be used, which that tends to be the easiest route. Just remember when we have sporting conditions, that cell phone gets wet or whatever. I know there a lot of this stuff is waterproof now, but just be careful, all right? Be redundant with what you have. Just throwing it out there. I like to have 2 cameras going. I'll have somebody at my primary, might be the cell phone, and I have somebody with a GoPro, say it's the leader man, or I'll have a cockpit GoPro going, just so we have, hey, my phone just got wet, I don't know what to do. Well, don't worry, we have it on the other camera. Camera footage video can also be text or electronically sent to Courtney. So send it via text, get an email address, whatever. We want the footage. Like I said, we are not here to DQ fish. We want to make sure every fish counts. All right? The more fish, the better our tournament looks.
But do not panic. Call me until you have tried the app or other options. Don't just call me immediately because you don't want to do the app. Okay?
All right. So just to recap the video requirements, because I know that was a lot. Leader, safe release, your angler, stating boat name, angler name, color. All right, that's the basic rundown. You do not have to show a color. Just say your team color on video. And the example is boat, dust them off, angler Courtney, color red. All right. Hooking fish. Each eligible fish entered in the tournament must be hooked and caught by a single angler. No hook and pass is basically what that's trying to say. No person may hook a fish or assist in hooking a fish, then pass it out to another angler, with the exception of the Pee-wee division, which Pee-wee is 8 years of age and younger. If multiple strikes occur on separate lines, and if a single angler is capable of hooking and catching more than one of the fish without assistance of any other person, then each fish may be eligible for entry by such angler. The use of a rod holder to hook a fish is permitted as long as nobody else other than the angler who ultimately enters the fish touches the rod and reel, and the fish is hooked. So if you got somebody that's fishing for glory and they want to catch them all, you put it in the rod holder, but nobody else touch it. All right, just make sure you keep fishing. Hey, what's up, buddy? All right, make sure everybody keeps fishing, okay? And if they want to catch all 3, they're the only person that can catch all 3. So one thing that we added a while back is something that's always a pain in the butt, but it's popping the rings out the clips when you're fishing. Sometimes they're set a little hard and whatnot. It's okay as long as you're not advancing the fish or not. A mate or another angler can assist in popping the ring out the clip as long as they don't touch the main line. So if you're a surgeon, you're one of those badass mates. Use whatever you got. You can use a needle, your fingertips or whatever. You know what I mean? Just don't assist the fish in coming in or out. A release. A release is a fish once the mate touches the leader. So once again, tipping is not considered a release. In the event a fish is completely wrapped in the leader, the fish will count as a release if it is within touching range of the handle end of a gaff, tagging stitch, or extendable brush. Do not gaff the fish, which I think that goes without saying. Final 15 minutes, all billfish release must be called in. In addition, all video in the final 15 must start with a timestamp at hookup to ensure the fish was hooked before lines out. So the only reason we added that is we know the difficulty that comes with phone in. It's not immediate, all right? We know that if it's a VHF, you'll be like, hooked up, lines out, So when it comes to that, as long as your video supports that you hook the fish before lines out, we'll count the fish, all right? So if you get it and it's like, oh, there he is, somebody's, timestamp, you turn it over, 59-0, there, and then you call me, and it's, it's like 01. As long as your video supports it, it's fine with us, okay? Any questions with that? We're almost done, guys, almost there. All right, your release form. Form must be filled out to match with the confirmation number and the time provided by the release committee. Incomplete or improperly completed forms may be rejected by the tournament committee. A photo or release form must be texted or text to the committee phones by 8:30. Any form sent after 8:30 will be disqualified. That's an easy one. I'm not going to elaborate on that. Scoring: all billfish, 100 points. Sailfish, blue marlin, white marlin, swordfish, whatever, 100 points. So general information, and this is kind of a rundown. 8 to 4 p.m., max 8 lines. So you guys are allowed to fish 8. Leaders is all along the IGFA kind of deal was max 15 feet. Hooks, circle only. Anglers, there's no limit on anglers. And live or dead bait is accepted. There's no differentiation between a live bait caught fish and a dead bait caught fish. Weather, that's not going to be an issue this weekend, so I'm not going to read that. Protest, if you feel something fishy's going on, $500, and we'll take a look at it. Refunds, ain't none. All right. Seriously though, yeah, there are no refunds. Ties, all ties will be broken based on time. The earlier billfish release will win the tie. Whole harmless, whole harmless. Good, guys, be safe. Okay, you know what I mean. Don't make no reckless calls. It's gonna be a little sporty, but nothing too crazy. All right, and I just want to make sure you guys have a good time. Like I said, I gave you guys the committee numbers. You can call me and ask any kind of questions when it comes to rules.
Who called the fire truck?
But when it comes to fishing day, please don't call me unless you're telling me where you're at and where you're catching. All right. So any questions? Anybody? I hope this was thorough. I hope it answered everything you got. And I want you guys to have a good day. So we got more beer, we got more tacos, and we got some more music. Courtney, you have anything else?
Yeah, we're gonna pick them up at my house.
I think I'm good. Come
Awesome.
find me if you have questions.
All right, guys. Oh, one last thing. Logan's Adventure. Thank you, guys. Hey, these are the guys you got to beat. This is last year's champs. All right? So hopefully you guys can repeat. Or maybe just second time. All right, guys. Take care.